What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gooner channel, a channel 100% dedicated to the Arsenal, who, as we all know, are signing absolutely everyone this January transfer window. We're spending 100 million on Ivan Toney, and if it's not him, we'll probably go in for Ollie Watkins or Solanke. Any one of the midfielders from Paulinho to Douglas Luiz, who Fabrizio Romano again said today is the top of our want list. I'm sure he's the top of a lot of people's want list. But these hundreds of millions of pound signings just aren't really what I think is going to happen. So I'm going to talk in this video about a player who has been mentioned today, is linked with Arsenal for the first time, and I think would be the perfect supplemental signing. Not the big standout name you're all hoping for, but definitely one I think will be a star of the future. And one of the reasons I think that is he's currently playing at a team which is basically a conveyor belt for some of the greatest talent in the world. Don't believe me? Well, before I tell you who that team is, and it is a team incredibly close to my heart, let me just tell you that their previous players include Sadio Mane, Szoboszlai, Sesko, Naby Keita, Erling Haaland, Upamecano, Stefan Leiner, and Hichan, one of my favourite Wolves players at the moment. It is, of course, Red Bull Salzburg. And the player I'm talking about is Amar Dedic. He's two-footed, plays predominantly at the moment as a right back, but one of those old-fashioned right backs that rampages up and down. Great tackling, good passing, although I'd say he's a bit of a rough diamond in this respect, but he can play anywhere across the back four. He's been of interest most recently, not only to Chelsea and Newcastle, but also to Barcelona and Inter Milan have had their eye on him. And the deal to bring him in could be done for about £20 million. Now, I think it's really important, given that we've lost Tomiyasu to injury, obviously Julian Timber, and there's been good news about his potential return to face Porto in the Champions League, but I'm still going to wait and see on that one. But whatever the case, we at the moment are very short of defenders. There's been speculation also that Jakob Kivior isn't quite what Arteta wants, and he might be going the other way. I'm not sure about that either. But certainly we should be expecting as Arsenal fans that Edu and his team go out and get us somebody that can cover if needed. And one area we could definitely reinforce, given that Tomiyasu has at times been injury prone, is that right back slot. If we had somebody to play there. Now, and I also just want to say, look, Raul Walters is a great prospect, but for whichever reason, he doesn't seem to be getting the minutes. I think if you had to say Amar Dedic is ahead of him, and as I've said, he comes from that conveyor belt that is Red Bull Salzburg, you very rarely buy a dud from them. And we could definitely do with some supplemental cover in defence. So my hope is that we do some sensible business in the January transfer window, buy an Amar Dedic, perhaps one or two players who aren't as big name as everybody's expecting us to sign, but can come in and do a good job. Because to be honest with you, the January transfer window is a terrible time to go out and buy a player that's going to turn your season around. They need time to bed in, they need time to settle in, and you know, some of the players that we're being linked to, I don't necessarily think will hit the ground running. I do think Douglas Luiz would be brilliant if money was no object, but my big question on this money is no object transfer window is, why didn't we spend the money in summer? I think we're close to our financial fair play commitments. A £20 million deal is easily doable, though, particularly if you paid it in instalments. And so for me, Amar Dedic, I want to know what you think, though. Never heard of him? Check him out. Check out the highlights reel. This is a really solid player. He's been playing consistently well for 3 years. I honestly would love to see Amar Dedic come to Arsenal from Red Bull Salzburg. A lot of you have been letting me know just how much you rate Ivan Toney. You're not convincing me. And here's another little thing I want to just say about that. When a team like Brentford, who is famous for its analysis of data, is doing everything it can to sell a player, and there's been no reported offer from us at all, this close to the transfer window opening, it seems to me unlikely. Why are Brentford so keen to let Ivan Toney go? And Ivan Toney, today, after all his social media shenanigans of the past, has been liking posts that link him with us. I think they're pushing too hard. I think the price range is completely out of the question, and I don't think that that's an area we particularly need covering. We do have forwards. I heard today that Reece Nelson may be leaving. It's probably a good idea. Maybe we do have to go and get a forward, a versatile forward, but it'd be a bench player. What Amar Dedic offers us is cover, and that's something I would desperately like us to get done in January. Let me know what you think. Maybe there's a player that you want more. I know Ignacio Gonzalez was talked about earlier in the week. I'd love to see him come. Again, a huge price tag. So let me know in the comments what you think on this one. Have you heard of Amar Dedic? Do you, as I enjoy doing, watch RB Salzburg a great deal? It's Amar Dedic to Arsenal, under the radar. Probably get it done really quickly. £20 million. I'm not saying he jumps straight into the first team, but it'd be great to know he's there as backup in exactly the same way that Jakub Kiwior was last season. And on that, do you think Jakub Kiwior should leave? Because there's been a lot of interest in him from a host of big clubs. Juventus are apparently really keen to bring him, and we have, it seems, said no so far. Anyway, that's been my under the radar transfer tip for January business. Thank you so much to those of you who've subscribed to the channel already. It's been a brilliant few weeks. I'm posting every single day, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Until I see you again, be lucky, lots of love, and don't forget to hit a like.